How's it going, guys? It's Poacher Stud, and welcome to another episode of the Prussia campaign in Victoria 2 with HPM active. It's late at night, 2 a.m., and I'm recording. That's one thing that's nice about being back at school, because normally when I've been home for winter break, I haven't been able to record as much in the evenings, and I like recording at night. I like recording in the morning and at night, even though most of my recording gets done in the afternoon. I like both of those other times as well, so either way, you guys probably don't care. They would accept. Okay, so we could totally just peace out right now. I mean, why wouldn't we, right? I feel like if we just keep going, we're going to be hurting our population even more. So, you know, yeah, both of those. Do it. And they have given it to us. Hanover wants an alliance. Absolutely. Nice. Okay, so this is really good. Oh, it makes the name look a little strange, but I think that's good. One of the reasons this is really good, in my opinion, is because of the fact that Austria, while they do have cores in this, it is not really like it's Bohemian land. You know, this is Bohemia. It's not really a core part of their country, so they probably won't be too pissed to take it back, right? And there's, I'm saying that a little bit doubtful, but there's a lot of, well, and the other thing is we have crises disabled until, you know, the 1870s, which makes it so that there's no way they're going to get it back unless they war for it, which they could, potentially, if they, you know, if they played smart and got, like, Russia or something. Why are these still exiled? That doesn't seem correct. We are still at war, actually, technically. It's maybe because they aren't in core land, or is it just because there was another friendly army running with them? That makes more sense. Alright, we're going to restructure our army a bit after this, and you know, station around here. We're probably going to have some unrest. You guys come up here. But in general, though, that was a good war. I think that was a good war. And that was fun. You know? Let's go ahead and lower this to half. It also means that they are probably going to lose their great power status. I think Bohemia is a good chunk of their, well, actually, oh my god, yeah, it's a huge chunk of population for them. Bohemia itself is a very dense region. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Wow, and Sudet, yeah, wow, that was a lot of population, apparently. That's another reason. I kind of knew that, which is why I was really focusing on those two states, because they're both really good together. So, yeah, that was great so far. It's going well, I would say. Are there any decisions we can take? No, it doesn't seem so. Spain is still a great power. I'm pretty sure Austria is going to drop eventually. Maybe not yet. We might have to do another war, humiliate them a bit, but we're going to make sure that they are our loyal vassal eventually. Not really vassal, but we're going to make them part of our glorious nation one way or another. Let's go for idealism now. While I was at war, I was really focused on the tech for military stuff, but now that we're out of that war, I think we're good. Hanover would like to... I'm going to add you to my sphere, Hanover. Absolutely. Let's go and knock that down to that level now. Neuchâtel? I don't know actually how to say that. It looks French. I'm assuming it's French, even though it's in between Switzerland and France, but I would assume that it is French. Okay. Let's go and sort. But yeah, I think that was a huge jump for industrial power, I'm sure. Bohemia, well, Bohemia only has one fort, but let's see. Sudet, yeah, I mean, for industry, it wasn't awesome, but, you know, it was pretty good. There's really no downside to that. And it doesn't seem like I'm even having to promote anything here yet. One thing we should do is stop, you know, focusing soldiers. Not that it's a bad thing, but let's, I wish that we could, I wish there was an easier way to see what the like, the tax rates were in these places, but cool, there we go. Let's continue on. We're going on speed 3. Let's go to speed 4. I am enjoying myself greatly with this campaign so far. We might want to start building boats. Colonialism is not, like, super important necessarily to me, but I would love to actually do some, you know, that would be good. We need to get more, apparently we have as many ports as we can get, actually, apparently. I think we should build some more Clipper transports. Alright, the UK has pieced out. That's good. And now that we actually border Vienna naturally now, which is good too. Okay, yeah. Peruvian Andine War, Opium War, interesting. From Krakow? Sure, I suppose. I think we're doing all right now. That really helped our population. Wow, I can't believe it. That's awesome. For now, I suppose we'll just like start upgrading some factories and other stuff, you know. Let the factories kind of build themselves naturally, though. We have enough capitalists, apparently, that it's not really a huge deal that I'm not doing anything super extreme there, building a whole bunch. Okay, population growth is good. I like it. Long live the king. His son, a romantic King Frederick Wilhelm III, died, almost 70 years old. Long live the king. Cool. So the king died. That's interesting. Does it show that anywhere? This song is a little bit louder. I'm gonna turn the volume down. That's probably fine for you guys on YouTube, but, you know, I just want to make sure you can hear me. Tensions in the old world. Interesting. Not really sure what that means, but whatever. Again, these are all set to tell us when we can do them, which I think is good. Okay. There's so many of these little German miners that I don't even know the names of. Lipdetmold, Anhalt, Mecklenburg. I hope I say these names right, but, you know, I just kind of stick with my gut, and I'm like, you know, English and German are closely enough related so that I might be able to get them right on the first try if I just pronounce them how I think they sound in English, you know? Saxe-Weimar. Saxony, obviously, is fairly... Saxe-Meiningen. You know, hopefully I'm saying that right. Our military is 3rd in the world, which is awesome. Let's go and we should set let's set Danzig as our main port right now, I think. Okay, Württemberg fears we're coming. Now you don't worry about that, Württemberg. You'll be fine, bruh. You'll be fine. So the people that are in our sphere, we maybe don't even really care to have I don't even know if I don't think we really need to care about the people that are in our sphere already, you know? It just doesn't seem like it's that important. Especially all these little like one province miners. Mecklenburg I'll leave since they're a little bit bigger. Bremen, no, don't care about you. Frankfurt, Main, Oldenburg, nah, Saxe-Meiningen. What was that? No, I don't want to do that, definitely. Saxe-Meiningen, Hamburg, you're probably fine. Keep these two, I guess, since they're puppets, right? Or at least Sigmaringen is. Actually, in that case, we should not worry about it. Luxembourg, I will. Hanover, I will, because they are relatively meaningful. And Saxony, too. So Bavaria, Saxony, Krakow, Norway, Finland, Switzerland. Okay. Baden and Württemberg are the two ones that are here right side by side and fairly powerful. So we're making mad money right now, I will say that. In Ostpreußen has a little bit of a need for more working space, don't they? I'll tell you what, though, I think most of this stuff is going pretty well. Nice. Let's see, how many do we have in our list of people now? That's much more manageable. I mean, it's good to have more people, but, I mean, when you don't have it more people, you get more per, you know, per day or whatever. You know, Russian intervention in Europe. They're getting the Ottomans back their cores. Oh my god, the Ottomans apparently are... What? I don't know what's going on. This is interesting. The Great Fire of 1841 in Hamburg. We don't need to do that. We could do that. Help rebuild them. I will do this. Yes, I will give them all the money. Money is meaningless if you have a lot. It's absolutely not meaningless in general. It's quite important, actually. I would like to, I'd love to get you in my country. But yeah, what is our end goal for this game? I don't know. Just have fun. We'll try to colonize a bit, I suppose. But beyond that, form Germany, you know? Form Germany. Beat up Russia some, beat up France some. Maybe eventually beat up the UK even. We'll see. We'll see, I suppose. Ostprussian having issues with the space. Let's just hope that this comes in and fills some of that need out. It's filling out. I'm just gonna go ahead and say we're gonna want to do that. Yeah, let's go to just work on upgrading our facilities. That's one of the few things we can actually use our money for. So, what we actually might want to do is yeah, actually we already have our lower class or our upper class taxes down to 0, so that's good. I don't know. Do we even need to do a lot more? Let's lower tariffs, honestly. Give people more money. We like our people. That sucks, but not a huge deal. When can we form the North German Federation? This is something we need to look forward to and kind of review the needs for the Confederation. I call it Federation, it's a Confederation. Not that there's really a large difference. Slight difference, I suppose. Press our claims in Neuchâtel. This will have nationalism, imperialism. We need a lot of that. A lot of blah, 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 blah. We need that for a lot of stuff, apparently. Nationalism, imperialism, activation. Oh, that's only 1850. Wow, we're actually much closer to that than I thought. I thought it was 1870. Okay, well, let's start working towards that then. Yeah, actually, that makes sense, because it wouldn't make sense to have it be that late when there was, nationalist thoughts in 1848, was a big thing. Oh, this is interesting. Neuchâtel Revolution of 1842, the Congress of Vienna, yada, yada, yada. Ordained that Neuenberg, it's Neuenberg is the German name, I guess. Canton of the Ruhr is supposed to be, but severed from the Prussian kingdom. Interesting. The Prussian king is the rightful ruler. It changes to a republic, and they don't like us, or we can inherit them. Lose 1 infamy, lose 5 prestige. Oh no, Switzerland inherits them. Do I really care about that? It's very tiny. How many people live here? 40. I don't think I really care about this. I mean, we could try to keep them under our general. So I don't really care. Let's just, honestly just let them go. That's fine. Let them go. Darn though. Tiny little province. That's so cool though. Another thing I like is the fact that they made Gibraltar about its actual size. I can admire that. And then Ceuta is owned by Spain, which is good. Although I think they normally own Ceuta, I think, but it's larger in a way that's not necessarily super accurate. So what can we do in the meantime? Well, we're just kind of chilling and waiting for stuff like this. Add a sphere. Denmark has been added to our sphere. Mecklenburg. I need to decrease the opinion of the UK. Sure, why not? We can actually pass a reform. Again, I don't really know what any of these things really do to differ. This makes immigration attraction much higher than it is. Mobilization impact, land starting experience, service by requirement, mobilization. It'll decrease our mobilization size, but also get our, I think, service by requirement is, well, that's interesting, let's just say. What is our immigration attraction? It's probably, we are losing a lot of immigrants. which makes sense. Maybe we want to do this to make it so there's more immigrant attraction. Is there a way to see like total immigrant attraction? I wish there was, but political rights, all allowed rights, which gives more assimilation. Immigrant attraction. All cultures can vote. I mean, honestly, let's just do it. That seems like a good one. I'm fine with that, honestly. I think you can see those numbers starting to drop a little bit too, just from doing that. Look at that. Look at that. That one thing brought it down a bit. And I'm curious, actually, if this will make the population in Bohemia start to actually switch culture, you know, from Czech and the other cultures here. Maybe it'll start, you know, maybe they'll start incorporating more. 91.27%. I don't know. Where's the way to... There is a way to see assimilation. But I don't know how. There's also ways to... I don't know. One thing I like about this mod is that it seems to represent cultural minorities a lot better. Because, like, in my experience with the base Vicky 2... like you know, historically there was a lot of movement, especially during like this time period. There was people that we can gain assimilation rate plus 10%, or let's see, that's remain separate for now. Lose or gain to infamy sucks, but I think we will I think that's fine. Let's do that. But yeah, one thing it doesn't model super well is the fact that there's a lot of there was a lot of movement during this time. So there were a lot of like cultural minorities in different areas. Like in Germany, lots of areas in Germany, there were Polish people and Danish people. You know, I at least is what my understanding of it is. At least more than is modeled by Vicky 2, essentially. There were, you know, I think the base game models it fairly well to a certain extent, but I don't think it models it nearly as well as I'd like to see, and I'm glad that this mod I think does a better job, because like in here, even though it's not a huge amount, there's enough people that even have a large gypsy population, and then there's you know, there's Slovene, where is it? There's Polish, you know, and then there's North German now too. So it's nice, you know. I like it, and I find it interesting. It's interesting that this mod actually has it. So, because even in Vicky 2, you might have one minority or two minorities, but this one, it seems like in most provinces, at least, you'll have quite a few minorities, but they only have a small amount. Like, let's look at this for, say, Polish and Lithuanian. You know, there's more, like, smaller minority groups that live in different provinces, which makes sense, because people are moving around, even if it's just tiny amounts. Oh, apparently Wend is going away. It's they must be assimilating. I don't know. Apparently we can do another one. Press rights, ruling party support, liberty impact on suppression points, immigrant attraction, political awareness. I kind of just want to do that. Voting, I don't think we should do yet. I usually save that for last, if ever, but I like having an absolute monarchy. It's kind of nice. Let's do trade unions, though. The thing is, I take a weird approach to this game from a roleplay perspective. I'm not gonna let it. I don't want to talk about my personal beliefs, honestly, but in the game, at least when I roleplay, this is because it doesn't necessarily reflect my true beliefs. But in the game, I like to roleplay as like an absolute monarch that is also very progressive. Kind of like what was that dude's name? Philip Augustus, was it? It was like the third or fourth emperor of France after Napoleon. He kind of was. He was like the progressive. He was the progressive king that kind of was a friend of the merchants and stuff, and of the people, even though he was an absolute monarch, kind of. And that's kind of what I try to roleplay as. And again, that does not necessarily reflect on my personal beliefs, but yeah, but it is interesting that you can kind of do that. I like doing that. I like building a lot of factories and being very economic focused. And with my policies, I try to hold off on voting franchisement or whatever. But I try to give I'll give healthcare and other stuff and a whole bunch of social securities and give a whole bunch of school system and stuff. Be fairly progressive with that. But at the same time, I have a large military and I'm an absolute monarchy with only one, I can appoint the leaders, the party that I want, But at the same time, given everything that, try to get all these things knocked off. Try to make it so people want to move here, even though we are a absolute monarchy, which is a little difficult to do, but I've enjoyed it. The Ottomans want to ally us? I see no reason why not. Unlike in EU4, there's no penalty just declining a call to arms, Okay. Let's go ahead and bring these armies here and kind of rebalance them. Okay. That's good. I'm curious if colonization still starts at like the same time period in the 1470s for us with our current setup. So again, we're just gonna keep going ahead and knocking these out. I like the social reforms. I find them good for the most part. So we'll try to not, social reform the heck out of our country, but still maintain a strong monarchy. That's how I like to do it. That's my thing. Is Austria still a great power? Yeah, they've regained some of their status, which I kind of expected. So not a super big surprise there. We do also need to go to war with France at some point, don't we? Before we form full Germany, at least. Alsatian nationalist. That's interesting. They're not going to win, but, interesting. We got quite the economy right now. I will go ahead and spend some money to upgrade these factories. Let's just keep on upgrading them. Okay, let's go and upgrade you, upgrade you, upgrade you. I think my timer went off. Might have to end this video in a second. A lot of arms and stuff. Let's go and do this. Another focus now as well. Let's real quick. I want to look. So taxes are coming up here. Let's focus on intellectuals. I like how the name has changed because that makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense that it's called clergy worldwide for every country, no matter who you are. Brandenburg, Prussian Rhineland, 100% administrative efficiency there. 100%, 100%. Keep it haunted, fam. 300 like the Romans, Kanye West. I don't actually know. I don't listen to Kanye West, really. It's not really my thing, but whatever. I'm going to encourage capitalists here in the Rhineland, honestly. I don't care about the Ionian Islands. Let's do one more reform, and that'll probably wrap it up for this video. I assume we went over on time a little bit, yeah. I'm fine with this. Just keep knocking those out. Either way, thank you guys for watching this episode of the Prussia campaign in HPM. I was planning on going to bed after recording these two at 2 in the morning, but I'm going to go and record like maybe 2 more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode. Bye-bye.